you? Welcome back to another video, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. For today's video, I want to continue doing the series of illustrations that I started last week, so with some markers. So last week I drew a cake, and this week I got something else. So let me show you very quickly. So I got here my sketchbook. And yeah, so last week we drew this illustration, this carrot cake. I did some sketches and then I drew the whole thing for the video, and you can watch that on my channel. And for this one I wanted to do something a bit different, so a bit of a scenery happening here. I have a few sketches. So the Vespa is like the main character here, let's say. I'm not sure if that's what you call it everywhere, the Vespa, that cute Italian bike, you know. So I want to draw one of those. So I have here my sketches, and then once again, like I did last week, I just did a bit of exploring with the colors. So I have everything more or less planned. And yeah, so I have all my color codes here, I have my sketches, and what I want to do right now is draw the whole thing. And for that, I'm going to show you all the supplies I'll be using. So for the paper, I'm going to be using this Ohuhu marker pad. It's the same one I used last time, and this is a very cool marker pad because whatever you draw on it, it won't pass onto the other page. So as you can see, I have stuff drawn in this page and in the previous one, and the ink won't bleed to the other side of the page. So that's very cool. The paper is also very high quality, very beautiful, so I like to use it for this kind of illustrations. So for paper, that's what I'm using, the Ohuhu marker pad. And then I'll be using some Ohuhu markers as well. Most of these are from the Honolulu series, the pastel color set. And then I have some color pencils that I will use as line art. So I think this is it for supplies. I'll leave links in the description for each of these supplies I'm using, the colored pencils, the markers, and the pad, if you're curious about them. And if you have any questions about the supplies I'm using or anything about the process, feel free to ask in the comments. And with that said, I think we're ready. So as always, grab your drink. I'm having some water once again. Grab a snack. I'm having some carrot cake that served as inspiration for last week's illustration. And get comfortable and come draw along with me. Okay, so everything is organized. I did not forget about our candle this time. And the first thing I'm going to do is do a base sketch first, because I can just go in with markers. I know that some artists do that. I like to sketch things first a bit and then continue and refine everything. So I'm using this 4B Faber-Castell pencil. And yeah, that's it. Let's start sketching. Okay, so I have my sketch finished, so now it's time to slowly add each color, um, very slowly. We don't need to rush these things. I find that most of the time, um, when we get frustrated with our art and things not going well, is because we are rushing a bit through things. So the trick here is to just relax and do one thing at a time. Do not think what will happen, what is still missing, how will it look at the end. Just go slowly and enjoy the moment. And that way you'll see that things will go much easier for you and your art will start looking as you want it to. So my sketch is ready. Oh, no, it's not. I'm missing the flags. Let me just add those very quickly. And the way I do this is I grab an eraser, and it would be easier for you to use a kneaded eraser instead of one like this, but this is the one I have at hand right now and I've been using it. And pick a color. Then I like to erase part of the pencil so the pencil marks won't show behind the colors. And so I will erase what I want to color. I color it, then I move on to the next item, and so on and so on. And I'll do this with each color and with each element. For me, this is the easiest way to do it. So I don't know, I hope that's helpful for you. So yeah, let's start coloring this, the fun and probably scariest part, but yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I'm done with most of the colors, and I kind of forgot I needed something for the background, and I got here two options and I'll test them out. Let me put this to the side. I will test them here first and see which one I prefer. One is a very light yellow and the other is a very light blue. I'm not too sure which one would go best, so I'll test it first and then we'll choose. Alright, so I think that the yellow makes everything way too yellow. Like the whole building is yellow already. It's not like we have a lot of other things in that color, but the yellow occupies so much of the piece already that I feel it's too much. So I'm going with this bluish or maybe, well, it's a jade green. I thought it was like a bit bluish, but it has a bit of green, so I think I'll go with this one, with the jade green. Alright, so this is what it looks right now. It still looks a little bit weird. Things are a bit wobbly, but I don't really mind that. I like for things to look wobbly. I don't really enjoy doing very realistic things, and for me, being wobbly is a bit more real. Things don't need to be perfect, and I like when they look like this. So I think I'm done with the markers, and now it's time to use my pencils. And I'm missing a pencil, I don't know what I did with it. So I'll look for it, and if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd be very grateful for your support. And let's continue and add our pencil. right, so I'm done with this, and I just love seeing the transformation from the markers, just markers, and then adding the colored pencils. It changed the drawing almost immediately, and I think it's really cool. Like, usually this is the exact opposite process of what I do in digital art. So with digital art, I will first do the line art and then color everything. And here it's quite the opposite. I add markers, I color, and then I add the line art. And it's always a bit scary because when you do it, when you start doing it, it looks a bit ugly, right? It doesn't look like the most beautiful piece. And then you go and add more details and refine everything. And I don't know, I really like the end result. It's always fun. I learned this using the pencils with marker with Olga. I don't know if you've ever seen her art, if you follow her, but I will leave her socials in the description below. She has such beautiful art, and she uses this method a lot, using the markers and colored pencils, which I love. I'm sure other artists do this, but the first time I saw was with Olga's art, and I don't know, I really prefer to using fine liners. It's a bit harder for me to use the fine liners, and this is a nice solution. It's also a bit softer. It makes the art look a bit softer, and I really like it. This is probably the most detailed drawing I've done with markers, which is a bit scary, but we did it, and I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but again, I'm not looking for perfect, and I'm happy with it. I mean, this is like, was really ambitious of me, this kind of piece, and I'm happy that it went well. Of course, I had like a bit of a mistake here and there. For example, here I kind of forgot it. This was part of the Vespa, and I drew the leg of the chair. Maybe I can fix it. I don't know. I'll try to do something with a gel white pen or something like that. But it was really fun. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And speaking of which, like, usually I always do my art very simple. I almost avoid most details. And this time I went for something a bit more complex. And I wanted to ask you, do you like to keep your drawings as simple as possible, or do you like to add lots and lots of details? Tell me in the comments. This is the kind of thing I love to know. So yeah, talk with me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!